Live from KTTC, your weather authority, this is KTTC News at 6.
It all began with a video showing a black man named George Floyd die in Minneapolis in police custody for a report of forgery. The officer you see with his knee on his neck was arrested. He was charged with third-degree murder. Today, Attorney General Keith Ellison upped that to second degree.
Almost immediately after that video was released, the call for justice rang out. We saw and continue to see those in the Twin Cities mourn the loss of Floyd. Peaceful protests turned to anger and to riots.
Then the call for justice echoed across the country as protests spread to cities big and small, calling George Floyd's name. The call for charges against the other 3 officers did not end at United States borders.
A unified heartbreak around the world as countless people chanted, "I can't breathe" and "Black Lives Matter." Today, a sign those cries have been heard. Thank you for joining us. The result, all 4 former officers involved in Floyd's death are now facing charges, and the case against Derek Chauvin is elevated to second-degree murder.
Our Kamaria Bray has been following these developments all day and joins us live in the studio to explain. Kamaria.
Tom and Caitlin, many demonstrators are reacting positively to those new developments, but Attorney General Keith Ellison says there is a lot more work to be done in the name of justice.
First, today, I filed an amended complaint that charges former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin with murder in the second degree.
Many Minnesotans feel this decision is a step in the right direction, but that's not the only development.
Hennepin County Attorney Michael Freeman and I filed a complaint that charges police officer King, Lane, and Tao with aiding and abetting murder in the second degree, a felony offense.
The Attorney General working with Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman on this case.
We believe we have a duty to charge the charges that fit the facts in this case when we have done so. And so our concern is to put all the energy we can into putting forth the strongest case that we can without fear or favor of anyone or anything. These charges are based on the facts that we have found, and we're going to pursue them.
And another message the Attorney General has.
To the Floyd family, to our beloved community, and to everyone that is watching, I say, George Floyd mattered. He was loved. His family was important. His life had value. And we will seek justice for him and for you.
Ellison also says Freeman is the only Minnesota prosecutor who has convicted a police officer. That was in 2019 after the 2017 fatal shooting of Justin Ruzak, a white woman pictured over here to the left, and Mohammed Noor, a black officer. Diamond had called 911 seeking help, and tonight at 10 we will hear more from Rochester attorney Jim McCreenery with some perspective on what these new charges mean. But right now, our Uba Ali joins us live from the memorial in Minneapolis with how people are reacting to today's news. Uba.
Yeah, good evening, Cam. I'm at 38th in Chicago, and this is a symbolic area for so many. Hundreds across the nation saw George Floyd plead for his life while he was under Officer Chauvin's knee. Now, as their charges have been filed, how does the young folks of Minneapolis feel? And that's why I want to bring you to Josh Rogers. Josh Rogers is a 17-year-old who is from South Minneapolis. Now, George, how does it feel to be a young African-American man in South Minneapolis?
It feels good. Like, I feel home because I moved here from Texas, so moving to Minneapolis made like a better experiment like in the area. It's a good process, and then showing all this love around here is good so that you feel like it's home.
Do you feel safe walking around as a young African-American man after what has happened to George Floyd and so many across the world?
Well, since it happened, or the day before it happened, the day it happened, I was down the street playing basketball, and then like it's a normal day, and like I don't see nothing wrong with it, but yeah, I feel safe every day, waking up, coming outside the house. But it just be those days when you see an officer pulling you over or stopping you.
Well, thank you so much, Josh. Good luck and congratulations on your graduation. Now, Tom and Caitlin, before I send it back to you, I just want to show you that these crowds that have gathered, everyone dealing with the grief in different ways. Some cooking, there's a cookout, there's music, there's food. Others simply holding up crosses. and standing with the folks. So for now, reporting live in South Minneapolis, Uba Ali, KTTC News.
Uba, thank you. George Floyd's son visiting the place where his father died.
Quincy Mason Floyd was joined by Ben Crump, the prominent civil rights attorney representing the Floyd family. You can see Crump kneeling down next to Floyd, praying before a crowd in Minneapolis. Moments later, Floyd called for justice and thanked everyone for their support. Crump also said he's confident that the 3 remaining police officers involved in Floyd's death will be arrested before tomorrow's memorial service.
The woman should be without their fathers.
We want justice.
And we want justice for what's going on right now.
Crump said the Floyd family will be making another statement following the anticipated arrests of the 3 remaining police officers. He also encouraged everyone to continue to protest in a peaceful and constructive manner. We'll, of course, continue our coverage of this big announcement in the George Floyd case in a moment, hearing from the governor, Tim Walz.
But first, we are expecting more severe weather tomorrow. Our chief meteorologist, Nick Jansen, is live on the weather patio this afternoon. Nick, what's going on out there?
Good news is so far this evening, guys, pretty quiet conditions. We'll stay quiet here through the overnight hours tonight as well. Just a little warm and muggy out here on the weather patio. We'll take a look currently at our Luciano Live camera to see what's happening across the area here in a second. Those rain totals from yesterday, we got anywhere from about a ½ inch to upwards of 2 inches of rain being reported in Austin. Iota right around about an inch. Osage around an inch as well. Areas to the south of I-90 getting a little bit more rain than what we experienced here in Rochester. Current temperatures outside right now, sunny skies, 82 degrees. Dew points into the mid-50s. We'll continue to deal with those mid-80s throughout the evening hours tonight. Future track radar, some clouds starting to creep into the forecast. I think showers will start to dwindle out here as the sun begins to set tonight. Tonight's outlook will deal with some mostly sunny skies here in Rochester through the next several hours. Increase that cloud cover by about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, things a little different. Showers and thunderstorms return to the area. Looks like we have a pretty good possibility for some strong to severe thunderstorms returning to the area tomorrow evening. We'll have details on that coming up. Your almanac from today, we hit a high temperature of 83 degrees. So again, the weather story, we have another round of showers and thunderstorms on the way for tomorrow. We'll have your Weather Authority forecasts coming up. Back to you.
Nick, thank you very much. And Governor Tim Walz present today at the memorial, visiting for the first time since George Floyd's death.
Joined by his wife, the governor expressing the message, justice now, in front of the Growing Street Memorial. He also compared the anxiety of nightly protests nationwide to the same anxiety African Americans face every day, saying he doesn't want to miss the opportunity to do the right thing.
I'm very conscious of being the governor on this, of a white politician appropriating black pain is one of the most horrific things, and I'm very difficult trying to rectify that. But I think for me to understand this from a human perspective, I have got to see it personally.
Walz said this morning, "I don't think we get another chance to fix this." He was, of course, at the memorial site just hours before the day's big announcement.
We're joined by our Zach Fuller now in the studio. And Zach, the governor has been very vocal about the prosecution. What did he have to say about the new charges just this afternoon?
Yeah, good evening, Tom and Caitlin. Walz actually spoke out on several occasions today about the case and its prosecution, both in person and online. He started the day tweeting a picture of he and his wife at the memorial for Floyd, where he died. Then he followed up the picture with a statement that ended by saying, quote, "George Floyd's death is the symptom of a disease. We will not wake up one day and have the disease of systemic racism cured for us. This is on each of us to solve together, and we have hard work ahead. We owe that much to George Floyd, and we owe that much to each other," unquote, before offering his thoughts on the charges against the former officers.
I think this is probably our last shot as a state and as a nation to fix this systemic issue. This rage that you saw, and the violence excluded from it, those who chose to go down that path, the message is now here in Minnesota for the last 5 days, come back to the issue at hand, which is the systemic issues and the systemic racism and the lack of accountability up and down our society that led to a daytime murder of a black man on a street in Minneapolis.
And also today, Walz met with the CNN reporter Omar Jimenez in person and apologized for Jimenez's arrest on live TV. And curfews in the Twin Cities are extended tonight and tomorrow night. Reporting live in the studio, Zach Fuller, KTTC News.
Zach, thank you. And Rochester police need your help now in investigating a shooting, what they know so far.
And flames devour a rural Hayfield home overnight. What we learned at the scene.
KTTC, your weather authority, with Tom Overley, Caitlin Alexander, Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen, and sports with Pat Lund. KTTC News at 6 continues.
Welcome back. Rochester police are releasing new images from a shooting in late May. This happened in the area of 37th Street Northeast and East River Road, May 20th. A number of gunshots went off and all the vehicles then drove off. A white Jeep was seen going south on East River Road, followed by a maroon SUV and a white sedan. If you have any information about what's going on here, please contact Rochester Police.
A rural Hayfield home was destroyed in an overnight fire. This happened in the 18,000 block of Highway 30 near Hayfield around 10:50 last night. No one was hurt, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. Dodge Center and Hayfield Fire, Dodge County Sheriff's deputies, and Hayfield Ambulance were on the scene.
It's a sunny day in southeast Minnesota. We're going to check on Rochester restaurants and how patio service has been going since getting the green light on Monday.
More showers and thunderstorms are set to return to the area tomorrow evening. We'll have a full breakdown on that and a look ahead towards the weekend. Your Weather Authority forecast coming up right after this.
For restaurant owners, the past couple of months have been very stressful for so many, as many have been closed and trying to follow state and health guidelines to reopen.
So with customers able to return in an outdoor setting this week, how are things going? Our Alex Tejada scoped out the Med-City's restaurants for us to find out. Alex.
Tom, Caitlin, servers wearing masks, hand sanitizing station, digital menus, and more are just some of the changes you can expect when going to your favorite restaurant next. It's been hard work for these restaurant owners to reopen, and even a little frustrating because some are not seeing a big enough increase in profits.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough.
One Rochester favorite, Brothers, reopened this week, but hasn't seen a lot of customers.
We're just struggling to be able to turn enough revenue to pay the bills. So I really hope that, you know, we get an increase in our capacity at some point.
The restaurant does not have much room to add more seats and only has one chef, cooking only certain items.
We can't make everyone happy with a limited menu, you know, and as we're able to, we're going to add things back on and really get some of the favorites back.
Another Rochester favorite, Nupa, also has limited outdoor seating. However, the owners tell me that the carryout business has been good. But for some restaurants in town, that's not the case.
It's not. We need to get back inside. That being said, we know we're not going to pack the entire place, so we would just like the opportunity to be able to just do it in small increments, you know, maybe at 25% right away.
Customers are excited to return.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to actually get into as many restaurants as I can over the next couple of weeks. I think we're all itching for it.
Even if they don't like some of the changes.
Well, they got these little strange barcodes that are on all the tables right now, but I'm not a big fan of that, so hoping they actually come up with some real menus soon.
Five West had its patio ready to go.
Right now, the atmosphere is great. We got the music going, the sun's shining, and people are just happy to be outside, right?
Outside, but still not a return to normal.
Once we can seat people inside, nobody likes to eat out of styrofoam.
The restaurant owners I spoke to told me that they always have tried to keep a clean kitchen, but now they're more aware than ever of the dangers of viruses and bacteria on their surfaces. They also assured customers that it's safe to eat at their establishments as long as they're outside. Live in Rochester, Alex Tejada, KTTC News.
Well, we didn't get to our Garden Gallery winners yesterday because of severe weather, so we start off this broadcast with two different Garden Gallery winners. Our first one, Patrice from Stewartville, shooting star there. Thanks for sending that photo in. And our second winner today coming in is Jody. Thanks for sending those in. Some bleeding hearts there from Jody as well. You guys can head down to Sargent's on 2nd to get your $10 gift card, and anyone can send their garden photos to garden@kttc.com. We have a new winner. every single night. Here's what we're tracking here in the weather department. Mild and quiet conditions overnight tonight. Warm and muggy conditions return for Thursday, and with that return of the warm and mugginess that we'll experience tomorrow afternoon comes the chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Outside currently we just have some sunny skies. Lewis and out of live camera. We have some sunny skies. Temperatures at 82 degrees now in Rochester. Winds out of the west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. Dew points a little different than yesterday. We were in the mid to upper 60s. Now our dew points into the lower 50s. Current temperatures across southeast Minnesota, we still have those mid to lower 80s, 84 right now in Osage, 86 in Mason City. It's currently 82 degrees in Winona. Future track radar, we have some increase in cloud cover to the west of I-35. We're still quiet and dry in most of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa. We'll watch and track those showers just south of I-90. I think they'll fall apart here as we move through the late evening hours tonight. Not really getting too much farther off to the east. Mason City might deal with some drizzly conditions tonight, but nothing severe on the deck for us throughout the evening. Now, tomorrow, a little different. I do think we have the possibility for some severe weather. Stronger thunderstorms possible, especially anywhere in red. Our threats tomorrow will be damaging winds and large hail upwards of about 1 inch in diameter. I don't think we're tracking storms tomorrow potentially like what we dealt with just last night of upwards of baseball-sized hail. I don't think we have that in store for us for tomorrow. Future track radar overnight tonight. Notice those showers staying to the south and southwest of Mason City, so pretty quiet conditions. Southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa. Might have some passing clouds early tomorrow morning. As we move through the afternoon, temperatures warming up. Winona 86, so we're at 84 in Albert Lee. Eventually, showers and thunderstorms will start to be more widespread by about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Could even see just a little bit of bowing here, indicating the chance for some stronger wind speed. So as we look at the threats for tomorrow, timing-wise, about 5 to 10 p.m. tomorrow night, so about the same timing as what we dealt with last night. Lightning, we have at a high risk, hail and winds at about a moderate risk there for those thunderstorms tomorrow evening. Tornado threat will be low. An isolated tornado can't be ruled out, but I don't think we see a ton of tornado warnings for tomorrow. 60 for the overnight low tonight, mainly clear and comfortable. Tomorrow, then high temperatures warming up mid to upper 80s. We'll have some partly sunny skies, a chance for some strong thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening hours. 7-day forecast, lower 80s Friday and Saturday, and we're near 90 coming up by Monday. Tom?
All right, thank you, Nick. Well, Pat Lund will have the latest local racing news next in sports, plus the NBA has a plan.
And the college football season will look a little different at Winona State this fall. Pat has an update on that when we return. As we head to break, a look at the top stories you're reading on our website, KGTC.com.
There are some schedule changes happening in the NSIC. Officials voted on Monday to adopt a new 10-game schedule for football to meet the NCAA mandate to shorten seasons as a cost-saving measure. So everybody loses one game. They'll play 5 home, a 5 away schedule. The Winona State football team was scheduled to open the season at home versus Concordia St. Paul on September 3rd. That game has been moved to the final game of the year on November 14th. Thus dropping the Minnesota State game from the schedule this year. The Warriors will not play the Mavs this season. So the year will officially begin September 12th at Minnesota State Moorhead. First home game for WSU is now September 19th versus UMD. Homecoming remains October 10th versus Northern State. Final dates of these games are still subject to change if additional COVID-19 steps are taken by the NCAA. And a couple of other notes, all sports have eliminated non-conference games, thus reducing the season for volleyball to 20 matches. Men's and women's hoops go from 26 games to 22. According to reports, it looks like the NBA is set to return July 31st. A vote with the NBA's Board of Governors is set for tomorrow morning with all systems go. The NBA will invite 22 teams to Orlando at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex. 13 Western Conference teams, 9 Eastern Conference teams, 8 regular season games, a possible play-in tournament for the 8th seed in the playoffs. Teams will begin training at team sites in July, then advance to full training camps in Orlando later in the month. Teams will be governed by a set of safety protocols. And according to reports, players and coaches will be allowed to golf or eat at outdoor restaurants while following social distancing rules. The first live sporting event in southeastern Minnesota will take place this Saturday at Deer Creek Speedway, but unfortunately fans will not be admitted. It's the first race of the year for Deer Creek and the first race in this part of the state. The 5 weekly divisions will be running, and it is a points race. On normal Saturday nights, nearly 100 cars participate. Deer Creek hosts 26 races a year. Officials are hoping to get close to that number this racing season. This season, they've already lost 5 races due to the pandemic. This is the 25th year for Deer Creek, 19th season under the Queensland family. The racetrack is waiting for the word to come down from the state on when fans can attend races. Saturday's race starts at 6 o'clock, and again, it is closed to the general public. The start of the Major League Baseball season is in serious jeopardy after management rejected the players' offer for a 114-game regular season. MLB did not plan to make a counter-proposal. We'll have more on this tonight at 10 o'clock.
And just into our newsroom, the 3 former officers involved in George Floyd's death have now been arrested.
So here are their mugshots. Each have been charged with aiding and abetting murder. Their names, Tu Tao and J. Alexander King and Thomas Lane. Also announced today, former officer Derek Chauvin is now charged with 2nd-degree murder as well. He was first charged with 3rd-degree murder a few days ago. The Attorney General is working with Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman on this case as well. So we'll have more on this tonight at 10 o'clock.
Okay, thanks for watching KGTC News at 6.
Have a good evening.